I am so sorry it's taken me so long to get to this video here, but let me tell you what, no joke, the only reason it's taken me so long is I couldn't stop using it. And that is the Scuf Instinct Pro controller. Inside your box, you're gonna get your paperwork, you'll get a braided USB-C cable, very thick, very durable, 2 interchangeable thumbsticks, one short, one tall, AA batteries, and then your controller, whichever one you decide to design or one of their pre-made ones. Now, I don't want to start with a negative right out the box here, but Scuf included a cable that's a little bit too short. It's 6 feet right here. You can buy a replacement that's 10 feet, which is what they should have included in the box. 6 feet just isn't enough, but heck, the controller's wireless, so who really cares? All right, so let's take a closer look at the controller. As you see, of course, Techne, I got my red, white, and black theme going on here, right? Again, you can customize them to what you want. We have the Instinct Pro. What's the difference between the Instinct Pro and a regular? As you see on the bottom, you have these rubberized grips, and they are rubber and very grippy, unlike a regular controller, which can be just like the plastic in there. You also have the trigger stops. As you're seeing, these little switches right up top, flick them over, bam, and now your switch is like that, regular mode, and they're tight. They're in there tight, right? So regular, trigger stop, regular, trigger stop. All of them are gonna include the paddles on the bottom, paddle on the side, paddle right there, right there. They will all include that. This button right down here is your mapping button. Yeah, it still uses batteries. I use the Energizer rechargeable batteries, and trust me, if you use an Xbox controller, pick these up. The higher milliamp ones or whatever, I'll leave the link down in the description. These things are fantastic. They last forever. And again, you're going to save tons of money. So anyways, those will be linked down in the description. Looking at the top of the controller here, again, this is going to vary per your design. Right down here, the difference thing that you can see from a standard controller is a mic mute button. You have it right there. And then when you power it on, your profile button is going to switch there, which again, you can change right down on the bottom. Cool thing about this, let's go on and dive deeper into this, right? So you can take this guy all apart. If I can get my top shell off, bam, top shell's off right there. We're seeing the internals. Can we just take a second? How cool is that? How stinking awesome is that just to see the inside? Anyways, whatever, nerding out, right? Thumbsticks, pull them out, pop them off. Bam, right there. Again, came with the 2 interchangeable ones, one short, one long. If you want to do that, you can also buy replacements on the site. D-pad, right here. Pop it off, magnetizes on right there. So now our controller is all apart. Now I tried pulling the buttons off, but I can't get the buttons off. That would have been kind of cool to be able to change them that way. I didn't try too hard, I didn't want to ruin it. But again, as you can see, you can take it all off and interchange it out. By the way, something I forgot to mention right here, the back battery door just magnetizes on. As you see like that, I mean, I don't even have to really press it. I set it down, bam, and it attaches. And the really cool thing about this is, say you get yours designed like I had here and you just want to dabble with it. You already invested into this higher end expensive controller. You just want to just play with it, right? It's really cool. On Scuf's site, through the Instinct or Instinct Pro, you can change all this stuff out and buy different replacements as far as your faceplate, your thumbsticks, and all sorts like that. I do wish you can buy every little thing separately, because again, you can even go down into these rings right here. These, let me pop one off. They're pretty tough to get off. But anyways, you can even pop off those rings around that. So I wish you were able to change every little piecing by each of them separate. Kind of like Design Lab, Xbox Design Lab. I'm sure that's why Scuf doesn't do it, because it's a deal with Xbox. Like, hey, you can't offer all this because that's what we have. If you want to keep dabbling with our controllers, you got to keep it this way. You know what I mean? You got to keep everyone happy. That's my honest opinion right there. But still, it's really cool that you can get in there and tweak with your design and buy replacements just to change up your controller. All right, so everything we just talked about is aesthetics, which, yeah, it looks awesome, and heck, that's some of the reason you buy a custom controller anyways, is to make it yours, make it look like yours, you know what I mean? Same with like the custom keyboards, you know what I mean? But of course, more importantly here, performance. How does the Instinct or Instinct Pro perform? And number one, starting with the shape, the dimensions. Well, it's the exact same as a regular Xbox controller to a T, minus your pads on the bottom right down there. That is the only difference. In hand, feels the exact same. The weight feels the exact same. The sticks feel the same. The D-pad feels the same. Everything feels the same. Now, side note here, my B button right over here, because you saw how we were able to take off the plate up there, right? And it slides on. They got you a little tiny gap up there, which I doubt you can even see. Even if I pull it under macro, I doubt you can see, but it's a slight gap where you can kind of grab onto to pull it up right there, right? So it raises everything up a bit. If you can see now, my B button would stick sometimes. There it is. It's stuck right now. Bam. Saw it? Stuck. Is it going to come out? Bam. And it came out. So right there, you can see. And it's pretty much whenever I press it towards the side. As you saw, I had to swipe like that. So it's not something that happens all the time. I can sit here and press it 50 times. Okay, it's happening more than I expected. I'm thinking to myself, can I take the shell off and maybe shave it down a little bit? You can see that little white spot down there on my B button. Right down there. Right there. Can you see? That's the little piece, like, you know, when they pry off plastic pieces like on a model or something on the mold. I think that's what it's catching on. So what I'm going to do is take it and shave it down. But I wanted to be straight up with you guys and show you what I got out of the box. And I do have that issue, but I think it's going to be a pretty easy fix. There we go. All fixed. No sticking anymore. Now, yeah, I'm with you guys, right? We just bought a $200+ controller. We shouldn't have to go in there and do that stuff. So hopefully Scuf kind of, you know, fine-tooths and just dives in there and kind of tweaks some of that stuff out, because that's a little bit of a stinker. But again, if you have that issue, quick little fix. It's just a little molding piece. Now, every other button on the controller is perfectly fine. And again, it feels exactly like a standard controller. Here, go and take a quick listen. So as you just saw with the buttons there, the back buttons, I stinking love them. They're absolutely amazing. You don't have any of these goofy, crazy paddles coming out, nothing off in the middle. You don't got to strain your hand, reaching it in there, lifting your fingers up. You grip the controller just like you're gripping a regular Xbox controller, which I love, and it's how I love all of my custom controllers to be. We saw that kind of like in the Turtle Beach controller, right? I believe Razer did it in one of their old ones. This is how they should be, because again, it feels natural. You don't have to keep your fingers up or anything like that. And these buttons on the bottom, as you see, I grip it, bam, and they're right there. Right to town on them. The ones in front, you can reach forward and get them just like that. I stinking love it. Doesn't kink my hand. I don't get hand cramps or anything. I don't got to try to reach the buttons. They are right there. Now, another one of the best things about the Scuf Instinct controller is the simplicity to use it. Let's talk about mapping the buttons. Turn on our controller right here. You're going to see this button light up down here. So it's blue, right? Remember that profile button I showed you right there? Let's go on and press it, right? So we have blue, red, green. You have 3 profiles you can program onto this. They come pre-mapped, but again, we want to set our own. So let's hold down that profile button until this light starts blinking. Starts blinking. I'm going to map the back lower paddle. Bam. Map it to B, and we're good. Left paddle. Bam. Map it to A, and we're good. You saw it flash right there. So our paddles are set. Now to save it, press the profile button, it stops blinking. And that's awesome. The simplicity of it, guys. Being able to program it right like that, no software needed, no crazy stuff, by a flick of a button, matter of seconds, and you have multiple profiles set up. I stinking love it. The big question we got to ask, right? Is it worth the price tag? We all know Scuf controllers, heck, custom controllers, elite controllers run a pretty penny, right? And that's the same with the Instinct right here. They start at $170 and go up to $200+, depending on your customization you get right there, right? So talking about the $170 price range, it's not going to be the Pro. It's just going to be the regular Instinct. You're not going to get the rubber grips back here, and you're not going to get the trigger stops. Coming up into a model like this, it's going to be around $200. If you go with something fancier like a metallic faceplate or something like that, again, your price will steadily increase right there. Now, let's be straight right here. Do I think this controller is worth $200? Hands down, yes, all day long. I stinking love it. I've been maining it. I will continue to main it. I review a lot of PC products here, right? But I play a lot of console. A lot of Xbox, you know what I mean? So again, I stinking love it. I really do. The durability, the features, the simplicity, the customization, it does everything. The two downfalls, that tiny cable, whatever, charge it up, you're good to go, but I think Scuf should include the 10-foot cable, hands down, you know, that should be included. Now, as far as the B button, hopefully that's just a fluke with mine. If you have purchased an Instinct, please let me know in the comments and let everyone else know if you had it or not, just so we can kind of resolve this ourselves right here. Easy fix, but again, with a $200 controller, I personally don't think we should have to do stuff like that. All in all, guys, I absolutely stinking love this controller. It's not gonna be leaving my hands anytime soon. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's worth the price right here? Have you picked one up? And what do you think about it? Again, I wanna talk shop about this. This product has me stinking giddy here. I really, really enjoy it. But all in all, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I was able to help you out. If I was, hit that thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to some future tech videos. Hey, I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.